When you hear a show tune from the great white way, does a shiver run through ya? Well, we're giving them to ya. Sing hallelujah and shout hooray. Come on along and listen to Broadway to Main Street. USA.
All right, so you come from Rhode Island. Rhode Island's a great state. Every state inside USA is a great state. Copper comes from Arizona. Peaches come from Georgia. And lobsters come from Maine. The wheat fields are the sweet fields of Nebraska. And Kansas gets bonanzas from the grain. Old whiskey comes from old Kentucky. Ain't the country lucky? New Jersey gives us glue. And you come from Rhode Island, and little old Rhode Island is famous for you.
Cotton comes from Louisiana, gophers from Montana, and spuds from Idaho. They plow land in the cowland of Missouri, where most beef meant for roast beef seems to grow. Grand Canyons come from Colorado, gold comes from Nevada, divorces also do. And you come from Rhode Island, little old Rhode Island is famous for you.
Pencils come from Pennsylvania, vests from West Virginia, and tents from Tennessee.
I see.
They know mink where they grow mink in Wyoming. A camp chair in New Hampshire, that's for me. And minnows come from Minnesota. Coats come from Dakota. But why should you be blue?
Don't be blue.
For you
come from Rhode Island.
Don't let them ride Rhode Island. It's famous for you.
And, dear listeners, Broadway to Main Street is famous for your interest and your enthusiasm. Hello, this is Larry Maslon, your host for Broadway to Main Street here on 88.3 FM, Peconic Public Broadcasting, emanating out of the brand new year hamlet of Southampton, New York. Well, that song doesn't kick off necessarily a whole hour of songs about Rhode Island or states or inside USA, which is where it's from. Great Schwartz and Dietz song, sung as a commercial release by Buddy Clark, but rather songs I just think are swell. I mean, this is the delightful hour. Why? Because we are now celebrating the beginning of our 8th year broadcasting Broadway to Main Street every week to you from wherever we happen to be. Sometimes we happen to be in New York, actually on Broadway in our New York studio, or we're on Main Street in Southampton, and we're sending it to everyone everywhere. So this is a kind of, I don't know, baker's more than a baker's dozen, just sort of my choice songs of songs that either make me smile ear to ear or that I find myself humming or singing down the street, much to the consternation of passersby, or songs that I really don't have a show to put them in. So I hope you'll enjoy the buried treasures, the jewels of the canon as far as I'm concerned in today's episode called Pieces of 8. Get it? Like little pieces of pirate. Anyway, celebrating our 8th year. Here's some fun songs. Here's a Rodgers and Hart classic. It may not be in the first 10 or the first 20 of songs you think about, but God, do I love it. And the intro to me is just one of the most perfect pieces of lyric writing. And here is Sarah Vaughan to deliver it.
Somehow that's just the way it is. and I don't really care. I go to this or that place, I seem alive and well. My head is just a happy place, my breast an empty shell, and I've a faded dream to all at sea. Why does nobody care for me when there's no love to hold my love? Why is my heart so free? Like a ship without a sail, out on the ocean, sailors can use a chart. I'm on the ocean, guided by just a lonely Still there's no one to care for me when there's no hand to hold my hand. Life is a loveless tale, a ship without a
I'm honored, I'm flattered, this greeting really mattered. This welcome is grand, but I'm really concerned. I like your attention, but this I have to mention. You're playing with fire and you're apt to get burned. There's a girl in Tennessee who's sorry she met up with me. I can't go back to Tennessee. I'm a bad, bad man. There's a girl in Omaha, but I ran faster than her paw. I can't go back to Omaha. I'm a bad, bad man. There's a girl in Wyoming, and they're combing Wyoming to find the man in white who was out with her that night. There's a girl in Arkansas, the sheriff is her brother-in-law. I can't go back to Arkansas, I'm a bad, bad man.
You are making too much fuss, for we don't give a tinker's cuss. We've been out, yes, each of us, with a bad, bad man. We've been chasing up and down, the other show had just left town, and the one who played the clown was a bad, bad man.
Well, I'm enlightened, but frightened, though my interest you've heightened. It might turn out to be that you're much too much for me. So I'll go back into my tent, and someday when you're old and bent, think of hours you might have spent with a bad
Bob Goulet, one of our favorites, singing actually my favorite song from the classic Berlin score to Annie Get Your Gun. What a funny song. They're Combin', Wyoming. I mean, I'd buy myself lunch if I came up with that one. Well, let us go across the pond where there are some wonderful wordsmiths, not the least of which is Ivor Novello, who preceded, I guess he was in the interim between William S. Gilbert and Noël Coward. And here's Bobby Short to sing a song I love. It is a pure celebration of the power of a lyric to delight you and take you to places you didn't think you could possibly go. It's a review song, And Her Mother Came Too. Here's Bobby Short.
From the year 1925, an Ivor Novello song called And Her Mother Came Too. I seem to be the victim of a cruel jest. It all concerns the person that I love the best. She's just the dearest thing that I have ever known. Somehow we never get the chance to be alone. My car will meet her, and her mother comes too. It's a two-seater, still her mother comes too. And when they're visiting me, we finish afternoon tea. She likes to sit on my knee, and her mother does too. We buy her trousseau, and her mother comes too. Asked not to do so, still her mother comes too. She simply can't take a snub. I go and sulk at the club. There have a bath and a rub, and her brother comes too. We lunch at Maxime's, and her mother comes too. How long a snack seems when her mother comes too. At Ciro's, when I am free, we'll often go for a spree. She likes to shimmy with me, and her mother does too. To golf we started, and her mother came too. 3 bags I carted when her mother came too. She fainted off the first tee. My baby whispered to me, thank God, at last we are free. Then want to sing it in unison? Her mother came to.
When love arrives, it's hard to tell. He doesn't ring the front door bell. He doesn't wait politely in the hall or leave his card. He doesn't always wipe his feet. In fact, he's not at all discreet. He may not phone to warn you. He may call and means to stay. He may not come when you're expecting him to visit. But if he does, make sure he finds you home. Surrender now, for what's the use? And wave that friendly flag of truce. Just rush right out to greet him. Don't hesitate at all, dear. You'll bless the day that love rings your bell. Ding
Ding, ding.
Hello.
Who's there?
It's love.
Come in.
Kiss, kiss.
Hee-hee.
When love arrives.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Guess who?
Let's see.
It's me.
Oh, close your eyes and lend an ear, for I suspect he's somewhere near, and that it's you that he has come to find.
Oh, Bertie dear.
So let him hold you tight and snug,
Like kittens cuddled in a rug.
oh, well, that's the sort of thing I had in mind.
Oh, look, my dear. Each dandelion clock is very softly chiming to tell the flowers it's time to go to bed.
What's that she said?
I know this night can't be in vain. The stars shine in God's daisy chain, and even Mr. Moon's begun to snore.
Good grief. No more. Look softly now and close your eyes.
And will I get a big surprise?
What else do you think I'm doing all this for, you lovely thing, you? Just wait right here till love himself arrives. Wait here, just there. That's it. Don't move. Stay put. Eyes shut. That's it. La 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 la. What could a chap do without it? How would he get through without it? How would he stay true without the code of the Woosters? Another smooth and successful operation, eh, Cheese?
Now, that is just another delightful British song. Who wrote that? Was that a Coward song? Was that a P.G. Wodehouse song? Well, yes and no. It's certainly no, it's not a Noël Coward song, but it's based on the Jeeves stories by P.G. Wodehouse, music by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and lyrics by the playwright Alan Ayckbourn. That was from the Jeeves musical in the 70s, which was such a big bomb that Andrew Lloyd Webber won't even allow that cut to be released on CD. Too bad. What a wonderful song it is. It always makes me smile. That's David Hemmings. Well, one of the things in the 1960s when you had Jerry Herman do Mame and Hello Dolly and stuff like that, you had to have a big old number that celebrated the title or the lead character. That became de rigueur after a while. Here are two wonderful flips on that idea. The first is Sherry. It's from a musical version of The Man Who Came to Dinner by Lawrence Rosenthal and Jimmy Lipton. James Lipton wrote the lyrics. Yeah, the same guy from Actors Studio. And here's a commercial cut by Marilyn May. And I think it takes that Jerry Herman idea up several notches in sophistication. This is a song that, it's a terrible show, but boy, do I love singing this when I'm walking down the street.
Sherry, you fill my cup with happiness, Sherry. You fill it up with happiness. You make this life a glorious game. The sound of your name can set me aflame with gay anticipation, Sherry. You make me feel deliciously merry and oh so high. I is overrated. I'm just plain intoxicated, Sherry. Undefeatable. You fill this world with tingle and zing. Each morning it's spring, and I'm on a swing while robins wing around me, Sherry. You make me feel deliciously merry, and oh so hard. Intoxicated, Sherry, 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 with you. Sherry. Oh, how I wish I weren't in love with Superman. A wasted life is all I've got with Superman. To hope that it could ever be is just a schoolgirl's fantasy. Oh, is there no one else for me but Superman? Does he ever hold me? Has he ever told me he could care? Tell me please, when will he learn it's not some silly fly-by-night affair? I know that I should find myself another man, someone to give my love to, as I know I can. A homey type who'll stay around, a guy with both feet on the ground. But till he comes, my heart is bound to
Now that song to me has everything going for it. It's absolutely right for the plot, and it's, of course, is Lois Lane mooning over Superman from It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman. It's a great ballad. It's got that little joke inside, a guy with both feet on the ground. Did you catch that? Makes me smile ear to ear. This is Larry Maslon, your host for Broadway to Main Street, entering our 8th season, our 8th year. Can you believe it? And we're looking at songs that I just find plain delightful, that just make me realize the great artistry of American and some British writers for the musical theater. Now, you wouldn't think there was anything in Fiddler on the Roof that was in any way imperfect, but here's a song that was cut out of town. It just didn't fit in the right time, in the right way. And it is a Bach and Harnick classic sung by Herschel Bernardi for a kind of a concept album about Fiddler I remember getting in 68, 69. And thankfully, he saved it for us for posterity because it is a great Bach and Harnick classic.
When Messiah comes, he will say to us, I apologize that I took so long, but I had a little trouble finding you. Over here a few and over there a few. You were hard to reunite, but everything is going to be all right. Up in heaven there, how I wrung my hands when they exiled you from the promised land. Into Babylon you went like castaways on the first of many, many moving days. What a day and what a blow. How terrible I felt you'll never know. Since that day, many men said to us, get thee out. Kings they were, gone they are. We're still here. When Messiah comes, he will say to us, I was worried sick if you'd last or not. And I spoke to God and said, would that be fair? If Messiah came and there was no one there? And the Lord replied to me, wait, everything will be all right, you'll see. Many times, many men took our homes, took our lives. Kings they were, gone they are. We're still here. When Messiah comes and his reign begins, truth and justice then shall appear on earth. But if this reward we would be worthy of, we must keep our covenant with God above. So be patient and devout, and gather up your things and get thee out.
Wow. What a number. I know it was cut from the show, but I'm glad it's part of our musical theater pantheon. Noël Coward is someone I always return to. He wrote a score for a show that'll never get revived called Sail Away, which began in New York with Elaine Stritch. And he wrote this kind of throwaway ballad that has one of the greatest lyrics in it I know of. Let's see if you can catch it. This is from a very boring guy named James Hurst from the original Broadway cast album, but what a great song.
Johnny, maybe she'll come to her senses if you give her a chance. People's feelings are sensitive plants. Try not to trample the soil and spoil romance. Go slow, Johnny. No sense in rushing your fences till you know that you know your stars are bright for you, right for you. Mark their courses, hold your horses, speak low, Johnny. Tiptoe, Johnny. Go slow, Johnny. Go slow. Slow goes it, wait a bit, Johnny. There's no need to stampede. Don't forget if you wish to succeed. One truth had better be faced, more haste, less speed. Watch those road signs, they'll indicate a bit, Johnny, which direction to go. Rely on time and tact, face the fact, you're no Brando, Rollintando, speak low, Johnny. Tiptoe, Johnny. Go slow, Johnny. Go slow. Go slow, Johnny. Go slow.
You're no Brando, Relantando, which means to slow down musically. What a lyric. That's an Eric Comstock song if ever I've heard one. Well, we're playing songs that just make me smile and laugh. Here's a song which is probably entirely politically incorrect these days, but it's from Coco. So it's lyrics by Alan J. Lerner. Wonderful music. We'll hear two songs by Andre Previn, no slouch in the show composing department. And it's about a guy who's sad that his girlfriend is hanging out with Coco Chanel and being a fashion model instead of staying at home. But if you buy that sentiment, it certainly couldn't be more charmingly written than by Alan J. Lerner.
To me, this emporium is sex in memoriam, where feelings are frozen and face lotion flows in your veins.
You're wrong.
I'm not.
You are wrong.
This kind of primping is self-service pimping. It's beauty by vendor, and nothing that's tender remains.
No, George.
It's true.
You're wrong, George.
But when the masquerade is through and you're alone with her, it's clear to you a woman is not her dress, or if you see more or less, she isn't her coat or gloves. A woman is how she loves. Don't tell me how high her fashion, tell me how deep her passion goes. A woman is how she loves. That magic that leaves you weaker isn't from wearing chicer clothes. Clothes make the man make more money as fast as he can. But I'm not a fan. What a man goes to hell for, don't go to Chanel for. A woman is how she loves. What makes her an Aphrodite isn't the way her nightie flows. Why should I care if it's Cardin or Gucci or Lanvin or Pucci? Who makes what is left on the chair? None of it's even part of all that is in the heart of woman. What's a woman? A woman, a woman. A woman is how she loves. A woman is how she loves. Don't count on Balenciaga helping you sell monogamy. Dior isn't shy. He would like all the skirts raised up high. How grand, so would I. But who cares where the hems are if dismal the stems are? A woman is how she loves, but women who get too slender make it confusing genderly. 'Twill be ever thus, for some feminine reason. From season to season you dress for each other, not us. We're more than satisfied with someone who's lined inside with woman. Lots of woman. A woman. A woman. A woman. How she loves.
Stage door John, stage door John, won't you ever be here with your topper and cane and insane boutonniere? Stage door John, do come on. Aren't you dreaming of me? Are you lost? Where on earth can you be? If the hero doesn't come,
What a lovely tune. That's Marty Webb from the British musical The Good Companions, a tune by Andre Previn. I want to take a moment to just a little shout out to Andy Zerman, and I think wherever he is now, hopefully he's listening to the show, and I'm sure he will find a way from the great beyond to correct me. The lyrics to that number were by Johnny Mercer, John himself, and there's no one better at lyrics that make me smile than Johnny Mercer. Here is Top Banana, a show for which he wrote lyrics and music, and Phil Silvers, and Rose Marie. And if this doesn't make you laugh, I don't know what you can do about it.
Look, kid, words are not important. Did you ever hear of the Reader's Digest?
Oh, sure.
They got an article in there called A Word a Day.
Mm-hmm.
Learn those words, you're as smart as anybody else.
That's fine, but you have to know the meaning of the words.
I know the meaning of the words.
You do?
All right, wise guy. Here's the dictionary. Try me.
All right. Assiduous.
Assiduous. Them's the things that live on sea or on land.
Amphibious.
Amphibious. That means someone who can use either hand.
To simulate.
To simulate. Take a Benzedrine and have a few yaks.
Escutcheons.
A department store like Saks.
Appreciate.
Appreciate. That's like last year what you lost on your car.
Posterity.
Posterity. What you're sitting on wherever you are.
Caricature.
Caricature. A caricature in China's a cab.
To disappear.
When the waiter brings the tab. A word a day.
A word a day.
Like resume.
Like resume.
That's how you keep your fancy IQ. A word a day.
A word a day.
Like matinee.
Or cheese souffle.
We'll keep you very Park Avenue.
Octagonal.
Octagonal. That's a man who's over 80 years old.
An anagram.
An anagram? Always take it at the sign of a cold.
Premeditate.
Premeditate. That's a doctor who's still going to college. True.
That's true.
But ambiguous. Ambiguous means I love you.
That's pretty good. Now try me.
Okay. To underrate.
To underrate. That's a word insurance salesmen use most.
What's tantamount?
Tantamount? That's a picture company out on the coast.
A lexicon.
Lexicon. That's a big hotel the east side of town.
Proverbial.
Always takes a proper noun.
Try emphasize.
Try emphasize. When you try a suit to see if it fits.
A homily.
A homily. In the South they eat a lot of it grits.
Euphonious.
Euphonious. That's an instrument Hungarians pick.
An anecdote.
If you're poisoned, take it quick.
You're pretty smart.
A word a day.
A word a day.
Like resume.
Or recherche. We'll keep you quite a hit at the bar.
A word a day.
A word a day.
Like distingue.
Or hit the head. Is like a breath of old caviar.
Colloquial.
Colloquial? You're colloquial if you talk all the time.
A labyrinth.
A labyrinth? You go down the stairs, they charge you a dime.
Disseminate.
Disseminate. That's a fellow with a feminine point of view. You.
But kaleidoscope means I love you.
Kaleidoscope means I love you. I mean, that is just Dada-esque, actually. Many years ago, I went to some sort of function or a benefit or something, and I wound up sitting next to the lovely composer David Shire, and I said to him, "Oh, so nice to meet you. I was humming a song of yours in the shower this morning," and he burst into tears. He said, "No one has ever said that to me." Here is the song, which I love, from an aborted musical about Queen Victoria, I think. Lyrics by Richard Maltby Jr., music by David Shire, reprised in Starting Here, Starting Now.
I hear bells in the summer night, distant bells that no one hears.
I hear moonlight softly chiming, and the clang of ivy climbing. I hear the bells on the river dock. I hear the bells in the city clock too. Truly I do. I could show you. Are you sad? Come along with me, hear the world with my own ears. Hear the starlight faintly tinkling, and the ping of candles twinkling. I hear the bells in a summer shower, not just the bells on the quarter hour. If you're in need of a world that can shine, come and hear mine. Well, of course you will put me under lock and key. I'll hear music where I'm rooming, and the bong of roses blooming. I hear the bells in a waterfall. Bells seem to call from a flower stall too. Truly they do. I could show you. Hearing things others don't take time to see. When I feel my special tingle and the river starts to jingle, I hear the bells that I love so much. Bells I can smell, I can taste and touch. If you're in need of a world that can shine, shine. Come and hear mine, come and hear mine, come and hear mine.
From Starting Here, Starting Now. Here are two songs I love from Broadway musicals that are a little more serious in nature, that use a little bit of an allegory as a way to move the story forward. The first is a great song by Mark Blitzstein from the musical Juno.
There was a bird upon a tree. Its foot was caught within its own nest. It pulled and pulled, could not be free, although it pulled with all zest. There came a wind and rushing rain that swayed the nest again and again. On the
butterfly.
I remember one morning when I saw a cocoon in the bark of a tree. I remember I marveled that imprisoned inside was a butterfly waiting to be free.
Not too fast, not too fast. Let it grow, let it last. Nature knows when and why.
Continue.
I was very impatient, so I warmed the cocoon with the breath of my sighs. And the butterfly trembled and began to emerge like a miracle right before my eyes.
Not too fast, not too fast. Let it grow, let it last. Nature knows when and why.
Sorry.
All at once I discovered that his delicate wings were all crumpled and torn. When he still wasn't ready, I had made him be born. I was stronger than nature, and I made him be born. But the wonder of life has a definite plan. So he died in my hand, by the will not of God, but of man.
Not too fast.
Every man has a moment, and I'm waiting for mine when I'm finally free. But I mustn't be hurried. Give me light, give me time, like the butterfly, like the butterfly.
Not too fast, not too fast. Let it grow, let it last. Nature knows when and why. Think about the story of the butterfly.
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 The
From the original Broadway cast of Zorba, I think Kander and Ebb at their most sort of trenchant and moving. Beautifully written, beautifully done. Here is a beautiful ballad. We got to end with one of them. It's sort of generally acknowledged to be perhaps the best song from a score I love that practically no one knows. It's Cyrano, 1973, with starring Christopher Plummer. But here is Lee Beery singing the big ballad from the show, which hopefully will live on. This is Roxanne to Cyrano / Christian from this wonderful show.
You have made me love you so, it seems, but I'm afraid to lose my childish dreams, fast fading in the morning light of simple words
you have made me I taught myself the pride of a fool, so cool, so strong, so wrong. Now I die and born to fear and love. And no words save for that one, that sun above me, pouring music turned to light, since you have made me
One of my favorite ballads from one of my favorite scores, Cyrano. Well, thank you for indulging me today. We are starting our 8th season just by having a lot of fun and by playing songs that I think you'll enjoy because, you know, I've always enjoyed them. And I think that's always the best guide if you feel passionate about something. Hopefully someone will recognize that and feel passionate about it too. We've had a great 7 years. We have a book, Broadway to Main Street, How Show Tunes Enchanted America, that's still out there, Oxford University Press. And I want to thank our New York engineer, Sal Lerner, for doing such a great job, and our Long Island engineer, Kyle Lynch, for pulling it all together over at WPPB. So thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, WPPB, and thank you, listeners. We've done great work. I mean, we've got 3,000 followers on Facebook and a very vigorous online internet thing. You can listen to us on iTunes and Stitcher and Your Father's Mustache, you name it. So please continue to do that. Let us end with a song that just is, again, a great upbeat Cy Coleman song, wonderful lyrics by David Zippel, and the lyrics just fit so well with the intention of the song and should make you smile. So listeners, I'm nothing without you, so let's go out with You're Nothing Without Me from City of Angels, original Broadway cast. Here's to another year of Broadway to Main Street.
Some gumshoe, you just don't think. Well, get this gumshoe, you come from my inkwell. Is your mouth lonely with 1 foot in there? Stone, your brain only holds thoughts I put in there. Just what you are, I'll spell out. You are a novel pain, one speck of lint that fell out the last time that I picked my brain.
You are so jealous of my track record. Tolstoy to tell us your feeble hack record. Your weak knees brand you soft and unstable. One small threat and you fold like a card table. You drool at my adventures. Your broads in bed are bored. Go home and soak your dentures. Your pen is no match for my sword. You're nothing without me. I know one who'd go undefined. You wouldn't exist. You'd never be missed. I tell you, you're out of my mind. A show off, a blowhard. You're equal parts hot air and gold. And no one would doubt me. Without me, you're nothing at all. You're in my plot. I'm still your creator. I call I'm your meal ticket, knee-deep in cheap fiction.
You gloating ignoramus, you haven't any shame.
Hey, I'm a famous Seamus, and most people don't know your name.
You're nothing without me. Without me, you just disappear right into thin air, and no one would care or notice you ever were here. A puppet, an upstart, a loser who's destined to fall. I'm everything you always wanted to be. Let's deal with the issue you wish you were me. You're nothing without me. Without me, you're nothing at
Well, where is the time all gone to? This is Larry Maslon here at Broadway to Main Street. Let's catch up next Sunday at 3.
There's so much more embracing still to be done, but time is racing. Oh, well, we'll catch up some other time.